but I haven't actually read. Let me just start this whole thing over. Hello everybody, my name is Kelsey, or about to get very, very nerdy, with kind of a plan. So today will be my very first video of 2019, so hello 2019, how you doing? So this is a different looking setup than usual in a sense, and that's just because today's kind of a chill video. I just wanted to hang out and talk. So today I thought what we would talk about would be the future, but specifically this channel and my reading goals for 2019. So I do have a few. They are not super specific, I guess you could say. They're just more of a general things. So I thought I would share them with you today, and I hope this will be slightly interesting. But before I go into my goals, I did want to talk about some of the kind of wrap-up type things that I did last year. So last year I set my Goodreads challenge to about 30 books because I'd never charted how many books I read before. Last year was actually the first time that I really sat down and made like logs for an entire year of what I read. But I thought 30 was like a good middle ground type number to go for. But I exceeded that within like 3 months, and so I kept bumping it up basically. So I would bump it up 10 more books and I would reach that, and bump it up 10 more books and I would reach that. So finally I got to 60 and I stopped bumping it up. So I read a total of 81 books last year, and according to Goodreads, I read 25,737 pages. So dang, that's impressive. Also, according to Goodreads, my shortest book was 128 pages, which was The Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, the actual physical book that J.K. Rowling wrote with all of the beasts in it. And my longest book was 659 pages, and that was Gemina, which is the second in the Illuminae Files series. The most popular book that I read was The Book Thief by Marcus Zuzak, and I did not love that book, so that's kind of funny. And the least popular book that I read was Light, Filters, and Poems by Catherine Kaufman, and I loved that book. So that's kind of like my wrap up, and now that we've done that, we can get into my actual reading challenges. The first one is to reread the Harry Potter series. So I can't remember the last time I actually read this series. It's been a while, especially the earlier ones, like 1 through 3. I can't tell you when I read those last. It's been that long. So I decided that I was going to try to finish them sometime this year. Specifically the first two, I have the illustrated versions of them, so for those two I want to read them that way, and then the other ones I'll read in my normal copy. So my second one is one that I'm not super proud about, and that is finish all of the Jane Austen books. Now, I've talked about how I'm a huge Jane Austen fan, which I am. I know all of her stories like the back of my hand, but I've only probably read about half. I've only actually read Pride and Prejudice, Persuasion, and Northanger Abbey. So the other 3 I need to finish. Well, 4 if you count Lady Susan, which is her like collection of letters. So I have them, and I know the stories, and I know what they're about, and I can tell you like specific details about all of the books like I've actually read them, but I haven't, so I definitely want to do that. I can't remember where I saw, but someone on Instagram is doing like a Jane Austen read along, so every single month there's a specific book, and so I want to try to do that, and just so I can say that I've actually finished all of them, because this is a problem and we need to fix it. My third goal is to read more books on my actual shelf, and I made a video sometime during December, so I'll link it above or down below. And it's 12 books that I want to read in 2019, and those are all books that I have on my shelf. So a lot of the books that I actually own, I haven't read. Like most of the books I own, I haven't read. And so I'm trying to fix that, and I'm trying to read more books that I actually own. So I made that video so I could at least get one book every month, in theory, that I've had on my shelf to actually read. And then I've got like a list of a few more in like my head that if I finish those, then there's more on my shelf that I really want to get to next year. But yeah, if you want to see the specific ones, go watch that video because I talk about all of them. And so I want to try to get to those 12 this year. Number 4 kind of ties into that, and that is to not buy as many books. So I told you that I have like 2 big bookshelves and like a tiny one. So I've lived on my own after college for like a year and a half, almost 2 years, and I came to this apartment with one bookshelf, and so I have had to get a second one and a little half one. I cannot fit any more in this room. I want to try to use the library more, just so that I don't buy so many books, and hopefully I don't have the problem of like running out of shelf space. Now audiobooks are a whole different like thing, but physical books I'm hoping will dwindle significantly, fingers crossed. And my last like reading goal is to read more out of my comfort zone. And I don't mean like genres, I mean like specific topics. So I usually go for more fluffy topics just because they're more fun and I want to have fun reading. But this year I want to challenge myself to read a little bit more harder topics and ones that normally I would shy away from. And I want to open up that horizon, I guess you could say, for books that make you think. So if anyone has any great, recommendations of books like that, I would love to know. Please let me know down below, because I really want to try to fix that. I've definitely gotten into the rut of just picking ones that I know I'm gonna like, and I want to broaden that. I want to actually give books that deserve like all of these great things some extra time and love. This is not really a reading goal, but I will say that I did set a 2019 reading challenge goal, I guess you can say, on Goodreads, and that'll be for 50 books. So that's kind of it for my reading challenges, and I'm gonna go into kind of my channel challenges, I guess you could say. These aren't really like goals, they're more of just things that I'm gonna do next year, if that makes sense. And they're more personal than anything else. So the first one is I'm going to try to use social media a little bit more, just because I would honestly forget to post things. Like, I haven't used the Twitter in like months, and I would go on it, I just wouldn't like post anything, because like I don't use Twitter in my daily life, so I was trying to like finding it hard to use it in like the booktube life. But I know that a lot of booktubers and a lot of people talk on Twitter, so I'm gonna try to use it a little bit more. I got Instagram, I think, pretty well. I don't post a whole lot, and that's just like me, but I don't post a whole lot on social media, I think, is the problem. I'm on social media like all the time, but I don't like post a lot. So I'm gonna try to, at least on Instagram, do a lot more stories and things like that. So I'm gonna try to do that a little bit more, just because I like connecting with you guys when I can. So if you are not following me on those, all the links will be down below if you so choose to do so. Sure. And my last channel goal, I guess you could say, is more kind of an encompassing lifestyle type thing, and that is to not put so much pressure on myself next year, because I've got a lot going on. Like, in 6 months, my life's going to change. Let me explain. So in 6 months, my fiance and I are getting married, and we're gonna have to move in together, and we're gonna have a wedding, and it's like everything is happening in the summer. So if I disappear for 2 months in the summer, that is why. But I feel bad about not posting now that I've kind of gotten into the regular type posting situation, and I need to not do that, because I worry about, because I'll look and I'll see like really popular booktubers post like frequently, have very specific days that they post, and I've had like days in my mind, but I've never said them, just in case, I mess up and I can't get 2 out that week because I'm super busy, and I do have a full-time job, and it is weird hours, and it's like life, I guess, happens. So mostly I just have to remind myself why I'm doing this, which is for fun. I just like books, and I like reading, and I like making videos. It's just a lot of fun. So I can honestly say that every single video I've done has been fun. Like, I haven't had a video where I didn't like it, just because it is fun and I like what I do and I like this. So that's really about it. That's my look ahead to 2019 and my reading and channel and life goals. Thank you guys so much for watching and sticking with me through the past year. It's probably been about a year since I started BookTube, so I appreciate you guys for sticking with me. Let me know down below what some of your, I guess, reading goals and resolutions and stuff are for 2019. I would love to know what everyone else is hoping to achieve in the next year. Like I said earlier, if you want to follow me on social media, it's all down below, and hopefully I will be better at that. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!